Aries, how you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading for the week going from the 13th to the 16th of May. Wow, there is so much going on. The readings have been bonkers, really. It's all about preparing, and it seems to be that way. Preparing or, getting ready to sort of manifest things. Because in this coming week, this is manifestation time. That is really arriving, and it's probably good for you to get in that sort of frame of mind. One of the reasons for this is because of the sun and how the sun has been hugely active. And when I say hugely active, I've been watching the sun for like 30 years now, 20, 30 years. And I don't think I've seen as much activity on the sun in all that time. It's possible, but it is huge amounts of X flares coming this way. And that's all to do with fire and air energy, which is really good for you. Although you don't have a lot of air in you, you do have a lot of fire going through you. So maybe you just got to be a little bit wary of your passions and stuff like that. Your fire energy. On your monthly readings, you had on your relationship side, you had the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands. So you might need to be a little bit attentive about that. Be very, be relaxed, cool. Don't get involved in complications, in conflicts and stuff like that. Just be the best example of yourself and allow your passions to drive you into a place that's much more productive rather than destructive. On your financial side, you got the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Something that's dead, done, and dusted with. It's already gone. No pain in that whatsoever. Now it's time to get down and do the work. And it's working and getting those things together so you can manifest that job, that business success, or that project that you so desire. Okay? So without further ado, let's just, sorry, my dog's just come back. Without further ado, let's just go into your reading. You've got the overall energies here. If you want to learn more about the sun, by the way, and the energies, we've got that video. It will be linked at the end of this reading on Cymatic TV, our sister channel. It is also linked in the description below. You go over there and you can find out a lot more about how it's affecting your chakras, aura, and that sort of thing. Karmic message on your relationship side, karmic message on your financial side, influence on the universe, influence on past self, influence on future self, and the general outcome. Okay, we're going old school this week. We're going back to how I was doing tarot readings a couple of years ago, and I really enjoy it, and I've forgotten all about it, and it felt right to sort of just do something a little bit more different. So it's all about channeling and the energy. So let's just go in and see what's going on for you with the overall energies here. Okay, looking at your Astroflower, you have got a lot of fire. You've got a lot of fire in the base of you, and I think it's all about your fundamental passions here and the overall energies. It's trying to help you to recognize how your passions ignite. Was the first instigation of that passion within your life? Yeah, it's all about you. It's concentrating on you, making sure it works for you, because when it works for you, it can work for everybody else. And that's the way it works. That's the way it is. Concentrating on you, I think, is really important, and concentrating on where you trigger your passions in life. When is it the moment you decide to go cycle riding? Sort of like, when is it the moment you kind of say, you say to your partner or your friend, I'm going to go cycling. Fancy coming with me? Noticing what provokes it can help you in the future streamline your passions for a really beautiful future. Let's just see what's going on in your karmic message here. This is telling you to looking after yourself and going out and getting it, going looking for it. I think more than anything else, it's going to give you healing, and I think life gives you healing here. Rest and recuperation is within you, and I think rest and recuperation is it's almost contradictory to sort of saying go out there and get it, and it's where you've got to notice the trigger moments for your passions, so then therefore you can choose where you put your passions into it, so you don't get involved in situations which causes you pain, basically. and you just engaging in things that just make you feel a lot, give you healing, and that's what life can do for you. A rest is as good as a break, but a break is also as good as a rest, sort of scenario. From the influence from the universe, this is also, the universe is is sort of saying, come out and play. The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. And you know are you entrenched in something here? Are you just refusing to engage because you don't want to get hurt anymore? And I can understand that. And I'm not calling you out here because, I've done it. We've all done it, and we all do it. I'm sure I'll do it again. But at the same time, I think you risk to do yourself wrong here by just closing off too much from the outside world. I think you've got to open up a little bit. And I think the universe is encouraging you to do that. I don't think, I think you should be very selective as well as a way in which you engage. But certainly engaging is also important, is really important for you. Let's just see what's going on with the your past to your past to your future. I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand here. There's something it's like someone done you something like wrong in a way that you kind of think, why did you do that? You know, it's it's something to do with sociable, of how you connected with people, and it's what happened. Maybe it's a case of here is just sort of kind of like if you look back in your past, you might kind of say, how did how did this happen? How did I get injured like this? How did I how did I lose my faith in love in a way? That's the sort of feeling I get from it, you know. And it's just kind of like, what did I do wrong? And I don't think you have done anything wrong. I think it's more from the outside world. Let's just see what your future self is all about. Oh, this is a lot better. This is much more directive. Um, it's like a really beautiful open flower. It's almost like an iris as well. It's like it's 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 not rounded. It's really pointed towards something. Yeah, the Empress. It's really pointing towards something, giving birth to something completely new. And I think this is what's coming out of this healing and this selective way of being that you're doing now, according to your past. Now you're I think you're sort of saying in the future, I'm investing only in the things that are going to be constructive rather than destructive. And you can combine a lot of different things in order to do that. And I think understanding when you trigger your passions is going to be the most important part. From in the general outcome for this week here, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not the Emperor. That's what it feels like. The Emperor or the King of Wands or something like that. You get the the Page of Swords. Learning to be that, learning your wisdom here. And I think maybe it's learning your wisdom from that. There's a lot of solace in rest. Yes, I understand that. And there's a lot of solace in healing. And this is maybe what you're understanding. The understanding of this week here is that healing aspect, which will allow you to, in your future, and this is what's calling you to beyond the 19th, calling you to create something new within your relationships that are around you. On your financial side, steady as she goes, Captain. This is you. You've got a rhythm going here. If you're looking for a job, you're on the right path. You've got that. If it flows for you when you're going and looking for that job, then I would keep pushing that way because it seems like you're going to get some benefit out of it. Really good results. If you're working in a job and it's working well, then I would just concentrate on the longer term plan, as it were. On the same thing for your business. It's planning for the future. It's correcting the mistakes now so you don't have to correct them in the future. Yeah, it's seeing things in a different way. Seeing how with this rhythm in life, If you're playing in a band and you've got a certain rhythm, and then someone goes off in a completely different rhythm, it is so noticeable because everyone else is in the same rhythm. And this is what I'm saying here. As on your karmic path here, seeing things differently is much easier when you're in a very constant rhythm in life. And it feels like you're finding that sort of like fifth gear and just sort of like, you know, just going through and, you know, chugging on, as it were. On the universe, peace, I think, and happiness. Seven of cups, the evident path. I think the universe here is sort of saying within the peace within you and this consistency and seeing things in a different light is going to help you to see and recognize what you should be doing and that there's no real choices in it. And I think the coincidences around you at the moment, and this is what you should be attentive about, is you know, it should be helping you to see sort of stop following one path because it's obvious I should be following that path. And I think the universe is making it crystal clear because you're looking at things in a different way. You know, I didn't get the message from that. Knight, King of Cups. I'm still getting used to doing it in the old school way. King of Cups. From where you've come from the past. Yeah, I think this is where that, you know, steady as she goes, Captain. As I said at the beginning, I think this is where you're coming from. You're coming from a very consistent place emotionally, you know, sort of, yeah, emotionally and financially, basically. It's very consistent in what you've been doing to get to where you want to be. Now you've got to just follow that evident path from the universe to see what your future self is talking about. I think this is a success because you know, you should be paying attention to yourself. The success, yeah, is coming from you. You get the Knight, the King of Pentacles, Taurus energy here. It's from what you know. The King of Pentacles knows a lot, and that is his strength. He's wise through knowledge, not wise through judgment. He's wise through knowledge, and this helps him to judge where he's going. And I think you're very, very knowledgeable based person as well. You like to know. And I think this is what in the future, you're going to be very sure about the pathway of where you should be going. It's going to be the evident path, and it's going to provide a lot of abundance for you because you are consistent about it. This is like you're showcasing. So if you want to, you know, if you want a job, you've got to sell yourself. If you want your business to evolve, you've got to really push your business. You've got to sell your business. If you want your projects to get really, you know, moving on, you've got to, you've got to engage in it. You've got to sell yourself to the project in a way. It just seems like you've got to sell yourself. Yeah, you've got to explore. This is what seeing things in a different way is about. The Nine of Wands is healthy boundaries, but it's also a question of that you're taking on this wand and you're going out and exploring your pathway through the Eight of Wands that are behind you, which is the understanding, the messages, the focal point that has come into your life. So you know where you're going. And it is that constant inside you, you know, in your life that's going to bring you the results. If you want that job, you've got to constantly be going after that job. You know, that's where you're going to get the results. Let's just do a bit of clarification on the Light Seers card. With the Six of Pentacles, you get the Six of Swords. If yes, whatever you want on your relationship side or on your financial side, you will get it if you just make sure you put yourself first. And yet it may be difficult and choppy waters at the beginning, but you're moving on to calmer shores. There is no doubt about it. You're moving on to a place which is a lot more secure for you going forward with that Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. With the Four of Swords, you get the Hierophant. Through your healing, and I think it's from the past. I think it's from the past. I don't think it's from the now or the future. I think you've healed from something, and I think it's on your karmic path to finally activate that healing within your life. Put the steps you need to put in place in order to start creating a whole new world for you. And I would reach for the stars. I wouldn't hold back if I was you, Aries. What's the point? You know, you're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. That's the way I sort of see about it. Don't let disappointment shut you off in a corner. And I think this is where the universe is trying to help you, and it is advising you here. This is more advice than anything else, rather than telling you, this is where you should be going. It's just being very careful of shutting yourself off from the outside world, because through disappointment. Yeah, I know life can be very disappointing sometimes, but we live and learn, and we don't repeat. If you live and learn, you will not repeat. But it doesn't mean you stop living. You've got to live, and then you will learn, and then you won't repeat the same mistakes. Reaching for the stars. I think there's a certain, as I say, I think you're reminiscing about quite a lot at the moment, and it's preparing that future according to the happy stuff you've had in the past, that's making you reach for the stars, and knowing the steps you need to take in order to get there. I wouldn't, bring back the glory days. That's what it seems to be saying here. Bring back those glory days. With the Empress cards, yeah, you're going to fall in love again. And that's a warning card there. Go out, and if you want love, go out and get it. Aries, just go out and get it. Create it. Ask that person if they want to go to the cinema or out for a meal. Just do it. Or accept it. But you're creating a new love in your life. There is no doubt about it. You're manifesting it. And as I said, it's all about manifestation at the moment. And you're manifesting it because you're learning how to engage your mental side, your swords, in a really good way. Your air, because you don't have a great deal of it. You've only got air that comes in here, which is the transition from the past to the future. You're manifesting it through learning a lot about how to convert your ideas into reality. That's what comes out of this week. And that allows that to actually get born in your life. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see what's going on the financial side. The Hangman, you get the King of Pentacles. Again, this is where you're heading towards. And I think you're seeing things differently. You will learn a great deal about your way of creating your own success in the future, or creating the scenario in the workspace, in your job or your business or your project, which sits beautifully for you, that makes you feel really powerful in your position, unthreatened, and therefore you can have that consistency going forward. If you choose the evident path, this is what the universe is sort of saying to you, and this is where you have the coincidences around you. If you choose the evident path, it is going to be successful for you. If you choose the path that really sits right with you, it is going to be successful. And it's also going to give you, people are going to recognize you as well, because you seem to flow forward without too much difficulty, because you've got that consistency in you and you're going after what you want. If you're going to want that job, you're going to be able to get it. You really are going to be able to get it. King of Cups with the Three of Swords. If it was on the relationship side, it'd be a different kettle of fish. It's on the financial side here. I think this is the calm, as it's steady as she goes, Captain, as I said, is because you've taken the emotions out of the situation. And I think that's what you could recognize from your past, of how you've dealt with your job, your business, or your projects, by detaching the emotions to the situation. So you can really learn a lot about your future, which will provide enormous amounts for you. Yeah, there's a big opportunity for you. If you're really going for a job, I think this is a good week to do it. And it's a good week to showcase yourself in regards to your understanding and your knowledge. It's coming together of what you plan for your future. And so you want this particular house in this particular way. Therefore, you're going to need this particular job in order to pay for that. And this is where it's all sort of coming together. It's your plan coming together with the plan of the universe, because the universe wants success for you. The energy wants success for you. And this is where coincidences can really help you. With the outcome here, with your exploration, you get the Five of Pentacles. If you don't venture, you don't gain. That's the sort of thing I'm getting off of it here. Um, I think you've got to be prepared that, you know, it's like, let's just say you've got a shop and you've had a product that sold really well, so you bought a product that's very much like it, and it doesn't sell as well. And this is what you're learning about, and I think it's without risk, but it's understanding that pushing certain aspects. If you're going after a job, you may be applying for this job, applying for that job, and it's been not quite right for you, but you've applied for it anyway. This is where you're exploring, but you're not going to get every application is not going to give you a positive response, as it were. But once you understand that, you can then really sort of home in on the things that you really, really want. And that's when your manifestation power will overtake you. And literally, you'll be able to sort of start pushing doors open for you. And, and then it's a case for you to then, once you get the application accepted and go to the interview, that's when you've got to really sell yourself. There is a great deal of possibilities for you. Absolutely beautiful. There you go, Aries. Lovely week coming up. Very, very energetic. There is no doubt about it. You'll be able to see that on Cymatic TV, our sister channel. It'll be floated around my head at the moment, for a video to go and have a look to see what's happening with the sun and how it's affecting your chakras, your aura, and so forth. I'll either see you over at Cymatic TV or I'll see you here. Thank you very much for all the appreciation, liking, sharing, commenting, all of those sort of things. Absolutely beautiful. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.